Hi lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nā'ilah for those of you that are new, and I am really excited today because I'm going to be talking about how you can communicate with your spirit guides. This applies to like any type of guardian angels, ancestors as well. It's all about the energy that's trying to communicate with you. So yeah, like how do you do it? Let's talk about it. Well, it really all starts with just listening, because they are always there for you. Like they're there right now. They're just waiting for you to call on them. So they are always there. It's just a matter of listening to the signs and synchronicities that are around you so it can help you navigate life, the course of life. So spirit guides, everybody has a team with them. Everyone was assigned guardian angels and guides at birth. Well, before birth, he signed a contract, and before he came down to earth, and was like, okay, we're gonna guide you throughout this lifetime, and yeah, we'll always be there for you. So this is how to communicate with them. And basically all it is certain energies that you call upon in your life when the time is needed. And how they communicate is through signs, synchronicities, coincidences, symbols, pictures. It sounds like the universe too, but literally everything is connected. So this is all guidance. They are just guidance that's needed to get you through life's difficulties. So one example would be, let's say you've been seeing the angel number 444. Angel numbers have a lot to do with it as well, because when you start to see consistent angel numbers, those are the moments when they can, boom, drop those energies and downloads into your brain. And that is what gives you the inspiration. That is divine inspiration and guidance and wisdom that you use to better your life. Because angel numbers are literally gateways and portals. Like 1111, that's a really strong and significant portal, because it's like that's when they can kind of hijack the system. Not hijack, but that's when like a portal literally opens and they can, boom, deliver that information needed to you at the right time. So that's one way how they communicate. And then, oh, you have an epiphany, or oh, I just had the best idea ever. Yeah, because that download just hit you like that. So there's many different ways that they communicate, but that's just one way. That's why it's important to live in the now moment, because once you're living now and your focus is just now in this moment, then they can communicate with you clearly, and you can listen and hear them clearly. A lot of the communication between your team will be through just listening and observing the thoughts, observing the things that are happening around you, as well as the thoughts in your head too, because you can get certain thoughts or ideas that come from them, and just them trying to help you. So the term spirit guides, essentially all that is energies of your soul that you resonate with, that are coming back to help you in this life. You've done this before already, and so you're on your way back to remembering. And on that process of remembering, we're guided. We have guides along the way. They're not going to do it for us, but they can give you a couple hints, you know? There's times where like something synchronistic happens and I'm like, okay, this is a sign from my guides. There's this time where my spirit guides told me that I did not need to hang around these group of people. And I was like, why? Like, why not? And the signs just kept coming in. Literally, we made plans, they got canceled. Or as soon as like I was on the phone making plans with them, they would get a call, be like, oh, sorry, I have to take this. Interruptions. So like if something naturally happens, like an interruption, or it got canceled, or it got rescheduled, take those as signs. That's them like protecting you. Like, you don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Like, you don't even need to be there right now. Like, that's them protecting you. And so I actually ended up like just saying, oh, F the signs, and going anyway. And I ended up getting sick. So like these things, like everything is energy before it manifests into the physical, right? So I ended up getting sick from that situation and being around those people. And they ended up not being for me anyway because of like a whole bunch of other things. But just the physical manifestation of me being sick after being around them was like a big no-no. Like you're energetically, you don't need to be around them, regardless of what's going on in 3D or how they come off in the 3D. So there's a lot of signs and synchronicities that you just have to pay attention to. It's like, okay, I see this is coming up, this is happening for a reason, so I'm gonna adjust and trust myself to act when the energy moves me or when the signs and synchronicities show itself. Another way you can communicate with your team, like face to face and like actually experience them in this body, is through astral travel or your dreams. You can set the intention before you go to sleep, like, I want to meet with you all. I want to meet you all. Set the intention before you go to sleep, and you can either see them in your dreams or feel their energy. It'll be like a familiar energy. Those are your spirit guides. And as far as like setting the intention and actually speaking to them, that leads me to another way you can like meet them and communicate with them, is by simply speaking. When you speak out loud, you're putting that energy towards the communication, towards the desire that you want to reach out to them. So hey, like literally talk to them like normal people. Like talk to them like, because they're fragments of your soul. So talk to them like they're you. Talk to you like you talk to God or whoever you have that connection with. Like literally talk out loud like, hey, so I really had a bad day today. Like, I'm really not feeling it. I literally talk to them like they're my friends. I'm just like, bro, why does this person keep doing this? And they'll be like, because of this, 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 and this. And I'm like, for real? Oh, so I should probably leave that alone, huh? You think the conversation is so normal, and once you establish that connection, that communication, you're locked in, and that it really, really like helps you. That's when you start co-creating and you start doing things that you never could have imagined. Blessings come into your life. It's just a glorious, blissful feeling. But back to the dream. So if you want to physically see them in your dream, then set the intention before you go to bed. Speak out loud simply by speaking. Spirit guides, I would like to speak with you all in my dreams. I would like to interact with you all in my dreams. So I'm setting the intention before I go to bed. Please come to me so we can communicate, and I will be open to any messages and guidance that you may have to offer me. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to get out of that interaction with them, but you put the call out there so they will answer it, and release your judgment of timing of when it's going to happen. If it doesn't happen that night, that's okay. It could happen a week from that night that you set the intention out. It could happen days, like it could happen that night. You never know. You have to release the timing and be open to just receiving the message, and then you'll be like, oh, I remember when I set that intention like last week and it just hit me today. It's gonna come. Another way you can consciously see them like face to face is through your astral body, and this can be achieved through meditation. So I know y'all have probably seen those guided meditations on YouTube, like 45-minute guided meditation to meet your higher self, or guided meditation to meet your spirit guides. Those actually work, and that's actually how I started out, because I was like, wait, what is this? Like, how does it actually work? I want to communicate them. I want to strengthen my connection. So those are really, really good for like physically seeing them. However, they do take practice with your third eye. It takes practice to develop your third eye, because that's how you actually see them. So like, that is achieved through your imagination. Your imagination is so, so real. I can't stress that enough, especially when it comes to doing these guided meditations. When you use your third eye to visualize what they look like and using your imagination, that is actually that. that probably didn't make sense. I said that is actually that. I meant to say that is actually your imagination naturally working in connection with your team, with your spirit guides, and that's how they communicate. So naturally, your imagination and what you just go based off of whim. Don't overthink it though. That's why in most of the guided meditations, they tell you to put your ego on your shoulder. It's only an observer on this trip, because you don't want it to interfere with the interaction that your soul is having. So naturally, your imagination is you communicating with them and using your third eye once you visualize them standing in front of you, and like how they look. It would be like, show yourself, and then they appear, and it's like, oh, well, first I saw this mystical being. I saw this being that looks like a bird or some type of otherworldly being from a different planet. Yeah, you'll be surprised. With that, I would say just let your imagination run wild, because that is the pure source of communication from the higher realm. So don't judge it. Trust what you're seeing. Trust your intuition. Trust what you're seeing in front of you in your imagination, and know that it actually exists. Like it has to come from somewhere. So that place that you're imagining actually exists, and believe it, and you're in it. So that's another way you can like directly see them and communicate with them. And you'll be surprised, like once you're in that realm and you're speaking with them and communicating with them through, I don't even want to say speaking, once you're communicating with them through the astral realm and through meditation, you'll realize that it's not even speaking. Like you're not even moving your mouth like, hey, spirit, guide. Like you can visualize the words coming out of your mouth, but when you get up to those higher realms, it's just your mind. It's just like communication through there, because they already know your thoughts, your feelings. So you'll just be communicating with them. And when you're first starting out, it does help to visualize, like, I want this in my life and I'm doing this. Whatever helps you to visualize. But the more you practice and exercise that muscle, because the third eye really is a muscle, but the more you practice and exercise and use it, the more clear your visualizations and meditations and imaginative ventures will become. The more clear your meditations will become. Like you'll be able to see them super, super clearly the more that you do it and exercise this muscle. I used to practice this all the time, and like, how do you speak with them face to face? Oh my gosh, it can be, it just feels so good. The feeling is what I want to stress the most. Like the feeling is so good, and then you receive so much wisdom from whatever they have to tell you. So I definitely recommend, if you would like to see them physically or like in your mind's eye, like a picture, have a memory of them, then I recommend doing a guided meditation on YouTube. All you have to do is search guided meditation to higher self, and there's so many will pop up. But I will say, choose the one that you feel drawn to the most, because not everyone on YouTube has good intentions, or you never know what they put in their meditation. So whichever one you feel energetically drawn to, or you feel like it's safe, then proceed with caution and trust it and choose that one. The main points would be just observing things that are happening around you, paying attention to the signs and synchronicities in your life that happen, because those are signs, as well as meditations, guided meditations to physically see them, and setting the intention before you go to your dreams, before you go to sleep at night, as well as simply speaking to them, speaking out loud, like, I'm having a bad day today and I need y'all to help me get through this. Like, speak to them like a normal person, and that energy will become stronger every time, because it's like, oh, okay, I actually acknowledge there's a presence there wanting or acknowledging my presence back. That is where the real connection happens. That's where you start to feel safe, and you start to feel like, okay, this is actually real. And they'll start showing up in your life in ways that you could never imagine. And that's how you know that it's some type of guidance or matriculation happening up in higher realms that is completely out of your control. So yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy. I said enjoy and y'all. I combined the two. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. And yeah, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.